The evil emperor finally gets the beating he deserves, and all this from the Saiyan he wanted as a training partner. That's right, I'm talking about Broly, the Saiyan mutant, who has a completely absurd power after his training with Goku and Vegeta. I will show you all this today, so without further delay, let's go. Frieza is, without a doubt, the most powerful mortal currently in the Dragon Ball universe. And this is not an exaggeration, it is a fact proven by the manga events themselves. After years of being surpassed by Goku, Vegeta, and even Broly, the evil emperor decided to do something that no one imagined. He completely disappeared from the eyes of the gods, angels, and warriors, isolating himself on one of his conquered planets. His objective was singular: to train tirelessly until he surpassed all possible limits. The result of this intense training was the birth of the most feared form the universe has ever witnessed: Black Frieza. The most shocking detail of this entire story is the time he spent training. While only a few years passed in the real universe, inside the hyperbolic time chamber, room of spirit and time, Frieza lived and fought for 10 consecutive years in an environment where time and reality distort. This decision was the definitive turning point in his trajectory. The villain who once relied only on his innate talent and malice now became a true training prodigy, something that even Goku and Vegeta never imagined he would be capable of becoming. The transformation into Black Frieza is the climax of his biological and spiritual evolution. This form is not just a power mutation, it is an absolute condensation of evil energy and instinct of destruction. His ki became so dense and somber that even the gods of destruction can feel his presence in distant dimensions. It is a form that makes even Beerus himself admit in silence the danger that Frieza now represents. Frieza's black aura not only intimidates, it devours the surrounding energy as if space-time itself bowed before him. During the 10 years in the hyperbolic time chamber, Frieza did not just train his brute force, he also refined his mastery over energy control and physical endurance. He studied the Saiyan's battle instinct, analyzed Goku's Ultra Instinct and Vegeta's Ultra Ego, understanding every weak point and every loophole in the divine techniques. This made him a complete combatant, a being who unites cold reasoning, war experience, and absolute power. His mind is now as deadly as his body. The result of this process is a form that transcends everything the universe has ever known. Black Frieza is a balance between destructive power and calculating coldness. He does not let himself be carried away by rage. He does not lose control. On the contrary, he completely dominates his energy as if he were a god of chaos. The transformation is not just a new stage of color or power. It is the reflection of Frieza's true mastery over himself. He no longer seeks to prove anything to anyone. Now, he is the standard of comparison. When Goku and Vegeta met him again, both immediately felt the abyssal difference. Neither of them could track his ki. It was as if Frieza had merged with the void. He appeared before them with a calm yet frightening look, and in a few moments demonstrated the colossal difference separating their forces. A simple blow, a single attack, and Black Frieza simultaneously knocked down the two most powerful warriors in Universe 7. It was at that moment that the universe realized the throne of the strongest being no longer belonged to the Saiyans. The most impressive thing is that even after conquering this power, Frieza did not limit himself to destroying. He began to act with more strategy, dominating entire systems and reorganizing his armies with surgical precision. He understands that power without control is waste. The new version of Frieza is more patient, more calculating, and more dangerous than ever. He knows he doesn't need to chase Goku because in his mind, Goku's time has already passed. Many gods began to realize that something was wrong. Frieza's energy began to surpass the standards of a common mortal, reaching levels close to that of a god of destruction. There are even theories among the angels that Frieza in his black form has already surpassed some gods of destruction in terms of pure combat energy. The reason for this is simple. While the gods have defined limits for their cosmic functions, Frieza is a free being without constraints. He can continue evolving indefinitely. Whis himself, in silence, even commented that Frieza's level of energy control dangerously approaches the mastery of an instinctive being. This means that, in theory, he already has the requirements to understand and use something similar to Ultra Instinct, but in his own way, based on his malice and survival instinct. That is, what Goku achieved with purity and inner peace, Frieza achieved with cruelty and absolute focus on victory. It is this contrast that makes Frieza the most powerful mortal currently. He no longer merely represents evil. He is the result of absolute effort toward supreme power, a being who learned from his defeats, evolved with time, and now reigns at a level that no other mortal has managed to reach. Not even Goku, with mastered Ultra Instinct, nor Vegeta with Ultra Ego mastered, managed to even touch Black Frieza on equal terms. The black form also has a symbolic aspect. It represents the rebirth of Frieza. If golden was the peak of his pride and vanity, black is the representation of total darkness, of the silent power that needs to prove nothing. He stopped being an arrogant villain to become an inevitable cosmic force, something that not even the gods dare to underestimate. The future of Dragon Ball Super promises to place Frieza back in the spotlight, and everything indicates that he will be the true breaking point for Goku and Vegeta's next stage. Because, for them to evolve further, they will need to face and overcome the one who, through pure merit, became the strongest mortal of all time. And this will not be an easy task. Black Frieza is living proof that even evil can evolve. The evil emperor surpassed the concept of villainy. Now he is the limit of mortal power. The universe will never be the same since he returned from that hyperbolic time chamber. And the only certainty is that as long as there is a being above him, Frieza will continue training, waiting for the right moment to prove once again that the throne of the most powerful belongs only to him. And it is precisely at this point that the balance of power in the universe begins to shake again. For there is someone who carries within himself a dormant fury, a power that has not yet been fully awakened, but that can easily change the course of everything. Broly, the legendary Saiyan, lives in peace, training under Goku's supervision, but still without fully comprehending the past that molded him. He does not know yet that it was Frieza who coldly killed his father Paragus. And when this truth comes to light, the entire universe will tremble before the coming storm. The revelation of Paragus' murder will be the trigger. Broly, who has always fought trying to control his rage, will finally lose all containment. The hatred he will feel for Frieza will not just be for revenge, it will be the scream of a forgotten race, the primitive roar of the Saiyans echoing through the cosmos. Frieza, who believes he dominates all mortals and even rivals the gods, will finally know fear again. The same fear he felt when he faced the original Broly for the first time and realized he could not defeat him even in his golden form. Only this time will be different. Broly will not be the same warrior who fought uncontrolled in the past. After so much time training, learning to master part of his power and comprehend his emotions, he will reach a state where his fury and reason coexist, and it is in this balance between instinct and consciousness that Super Saiyan 4 will emerge. A legendary transformation that unites the savage essence of the ancient Saiyans with the spiritual and emotional power of the modern warrior. When Broly achieves Super Saiyan 4, there will be no possible comparison. His form will be the reflection of pure primitive Saiyan energy, a force that does not depend on divine ki or angelic teachings. His body will be covered by a mantle of live red energy, his eyes golden like fire, and his presence will make space itself vibrate. In this form, Broly does not just fight, he imposes the Saiyan nature in its most brute and superior state. The confrontation between Super Saiyan 4 Broly and Black Frieza will be an event that will shake the 12 universes. The collision of their energies will be so intense that not even Whis or Beerus will be able to intervene without risk of total destruction. Frieza, confident in his mastery over the black form, will realize too late that Broly's energy is different from everything he has ever faced, a power that is not measured in control but in essence. Broly's rage will not be chaotic this time. It will be directed, pure, and devastating. It will be in this combat that Frieza will finally taste the flavor of his own despair. Broly, taken by an ancestral instinct, will humiliate the evil emperor before the eyes of the gods. Blow after blow, the black form will begin to yield, and the universe will see what happens when a being who never trained with gods, who never sought divine power, simply unleashes the purest thing within himself. Frieza will try to fight, will try to resist, but the difference between them will be like that of a flame against the sun. And in the end, when Frieza is fallen, defeated, and powerless, Broly will not kill him out of hatred, but out of justice. He will understand that true Saiyan power is not just to destroy, but to protect the memory of those who were wronged. This victory will not only be personal, it will be the return of Saiyan pride to its origins. Broly, with his Super Saiyan 4 form, will show that the blood of the warriors of planet Vegeta still burns stronger than any divine power, and the name Broly will be eternalized as the only mortal who humiliated Black Frieza, closing a cycle of revenge and marking the beginning of a new era among the Saiyans. But comment on what you thought of all this, and don't forget the like. Thank you very much for the support from all of you, and until next time.